Back live tonight here on In Focus. One faction of the National Freedom Party is relying, shall I say, on a recent Pietermaritzburg High Court ruling to continue holding office until the next elective conference. This after a faction led by the Secretary General Canaan Mdletshe was granted leave to appeal a 2021 judgment last week, which nullified outcomes of the 2019 conference in Ulundi. Mdletshe joins us now for more on that. Good to have you, sir, and thank you very much for your time. What does this High Court ruling essentially mean, and as far as, one, the leadership of the party, but also the possibility of contesting elections in 2024?
Thank you, Thabo. Good evening to you, and good evening to the viewers at home. We are pleased with the judgment that was handed down on Friday by the Pietermaritzburg High Court, because it simply means that all the challenges and the misunderstanding and the squabbles that were there in the NFP before are now over. The court judgment is clear. It states that the NEC that was elected during the Ulundi conference in 2019 is in charge, and we are hoping that each and every member of the NFP is going to abide by this court ruling. And it gives us an opportunity then to approach the IEC and say, we have been saying that we must submit a legitimate leadership of the NFP, and we are doing just that after the court pronouncement. Therefore, we're excited about the pronouncement, and it brings an end to marathon court cases that have been going on since 2019, and we're excited about that.
Yeah. Sheikh Imam speaking to us at least on two occasions, he says he is the legitimate representative of the party at the IEC. What is your view?
At this stage, we don't want to enter into another debate on who is the legitimate or who is not. The reality is, and the fact of the matter is, the information before us and the ruling by the Pietermaritzburg High Court is clear. It states that those that were elected in Ulundi are the legitimate leadership of the NFP. Therefore, any other person who comes up with any other position in this matter, well, we are going to respect that, but we don't want to enter into those issues at the moment. Our focus is to rebuild the organization. Our focus is to make sure that we consult the IEC and we provide them with the court judgment, and as well as the names of the leadership of the NFP, and that's what is our priority right now. Anything else is going to follow after our engagement with the IEC, hopefully on Wednesday, because we are planning to meet the IEC on Wednesday on this issue, and we are hoping that it's the last time that we are having issues with the IEC in respect of leadership of the NFP.
Now, having said that the party is facing liquidation after it has failed to settle loans, despite signing some legal binding agreements. Basically, it's a party that's in the red. What is the state of the financial situation of the party?
It's quite true that we are facing financial difficulties as NFP. We are not going to deny that. We are not going to come before the members of the public and say this is not the case. It is true. We've got creditors that we must pay, and unfortunately we've been having these issues with the IEC, resulting then in the commission withdrawing our funding, and it has affected the NFP. But we're engaging with some of the creditors, because our view is that they must be able to understand where we're coming from and give us an opportunity to address the IEC on the issues that they raise, so that they can be able to release the money, and we'll sit down with whoever that we are owing and say, this is how much we get. Can you then reach an agreement as to how much are we going to pay you per month? Now that we've got councillors, we've got 56 councillors, in fact, in different municipalities. We have to sit down with each and every person or company or service provider that we are owing and say, let's meet each other halfway, so that we'll be able then to contest the elections and perhaps get more public representatives. Then we'll be able to pay them. At this moment, it's difficult to commit to any service provider without any finances, without any resources available at our disposal. But we are committed to try and negotiate with the service provider so that they can give us an opportunity to contest the election.
So the Commission had given you a deadline of March 2024. It seems you are going there before that deadline, unless there is a court challenge to that particular process? Do you see that process being challenged, including your representations that you are going to be making to the IEC, as you say?
The Friday's judgment was the end of the deadline by the IEC. We don't foresee any possible challenges coming from either side of the leadership of the NFP. We are calling for each and every member or leader of the NFP to put hands on the deck and start working towards the rebuilding the NFP. All that we are calling for is unity. Therefore, we're not expecting anyone to again go to court and challenge the latest ruling, because it gives us an opportunity then to meet the deadline of the IEC months even before we arrive to March. Therefore, we are hoping that no one is going to try and challenge this judgment. And for us, honestly, we are not legal experts, but we don't believe that someone can be able to appeal the appeal. We don't think it doesn't work like it works like that. We are hoping that no one is going to challenge it. But should that happen, because South African Constitution allows people to go to court if they are not happy about anything. But at this stage, there are no indications that anyone is going to challenge that. And we are hoping and praying that it continues like that, so that we're able then not only to meet with the deadline of the IEC, but to ensure that we are able to campaign freely without the issue of leadership squabbles hanging over our heads.
Yeah. Are you bringing both sides or both factions together in your pursuit of a legitimate and a credible leadership, or have you left the other side on the outside? What happens to those members who would have said, well, that process that took place in the 2019 conference would not have been a legitimate process?
Leaving anyone behind is not even an option for us. Whatever that we do going forward, we must include every leader, whether from the branch level or to the whatever level that the leader is, must include everyone. It must be inclusive to such an extent that it will be difficult for anyone who's got a different view. That's why we are making this clarion call to our members and leaders to say, let's come together, let's unite at all costs, let's sit down and be able to find each other, because I don't believe that we are enemies. It's just that there have been a different of opinions or views on certain issues. But I think this time it's time for us to unite for the benefit of the entire membership of the NFP. And we are not expecting anything outside the court ruling and outside anyone disrespecting the court ruling. We will be meeting with each and every leader, hopefully over the next few days, because unfortunately we don't have time on our side. We have to do everything now and urgently. So we are committing to our members and leaders that we are not going to leave anyone behind, because we need each and every member of the NFP going forward. Contesting next year's elections is not a child's play, considering the fact that we will have many political parties registering, but also the independents. So it's a complex exercise. And our duty then is to make sure that by the time the president proclaims the date of the elections, we are ready, we will be up and going. There won't be any issues in relation to squabbles within the organization.
Canaan Mdletshe, I appreciate your time. Thanks so much for coming on this evening, member there of the National Freedom Party.